Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll begin by acknowledging that we're in Treaty 1 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. My name is Ron Merritt. I'll be your chairperson this morning. Introducing the panel members is Mr. Brent McIntyre to my left, and to his left is Mr. Stenning, and our recording secretary is Kelsey Harrison. And from the City of Winnipeg, from the Assessment Department, is Mr. Wong. And he will be defending the city's position. We'll be hearing applications in regards to the assessment rule in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested has been described in each application, and will limit those discussions to those matters. The statements that the applicant or the assessor make at the hearing are sworn testimony, and anybody speaking in these matters must be sworn in. Please be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of the market value by the board. The board is appointed annually by City Council, and it is independent of it, along with the city administration. We make our decisions based on the evidence provided at the hearing, and we issue a written report or order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decision in respect to application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to value or classification, or to Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included in the board's order. In respect to the hearing this morning, we will confirm the matters to be addressed with each applicant swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions that the other applicant may have, and then it'll be the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have the opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all matters or the applications have been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket this morning. The session will close after the application has been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. As all information, public hearings are all live stream recorded and will be part of the public record. We'll ask our secretary to swear in the applicant and the assessor.
Would you like to swear in on the Bible or affirm without?
Affirm.
And could you please state your name?
Ken Wong.
Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Thank you. Did you want to swear in on the Bible or affirm without? Could you please state your name?
Patricia Shimko.
And do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Well, good morning, Ms. Shimko.
Good morning.
And have you been here before?
I have.
Oh, good.
Not my first rodeo.
Okay, good. Then we'll go to number 3, Jack Donner Drive, and as you probably know, Mr. Wong will take us through your property. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Wong.
The subject property is 3 Jack Donner Drive. The roll number is 110-511-54700. It's a property that's comprised of some commercial row housing and an apartment building, which are 2 to 3 stories high. It was built in 1979 and has 136 units with 200 outdoor parking stalls. On page 3 is our income valuation summary. We use average rents of $1,034 to get a potential income of $1,687,000. We use a 3% vacancy to get an effective gross income of $1,636,000. We use a 50% expense ratio to get a net operating income of $806,000. At that 5%, we have an estimated market value of $16,134,000. On page 4 are our rent comparables. It shows that the rents that we've used are in line with what's on the market, maybe a little bit lower. On page 5 is information on how we derived our cap rates and cap rates of other organizations to show that our cap rates are in line. On page 6 are relevant excerpts from the Municipal Assessment Act. On page 7 are some pictures of the subject property. On page 8 to 12 are the income and expenses submitted by the owner. So, this is a co-op, so it's not your average rental, but last page are CMHC rents. Indicating what normal market townhouses might rent for. So on the bottom of page 13, the Winnipeg average is $868 for a 1-bedroom, $1,100 for a 2-bedroom, and $1,300 for a 3-bedroom. And on the page 14, the apartments, the Winnipeg average it's very similar to the townhouses. $880 for a 1-bedroom, $1,100 for a 2-bedroom, and almost $1,400 for a 3-bedroom. The market does support the parameters that we've used for establishing the assessed value. So I feel that the model has reflected slightly lower than market rents, and I feel that the assessed value at $16 million is reasonable.
Thank you, Mr. Wong. Ms. Shimko, do you have questions of the assessor?
Not necessarily a question, but just a comment. I guess it is a question. If I look at this, correct me if I'm wrong, is this a 15% increase?
From the last assessment?
Seems quite high.
He's going to check. Everything's on the phone now, eh?
Approximately, yes.
Approximately?
Yeah.
That's the average?
Well, that's what this is, and
Okay.
as it turns out, that's what the average increase was.
Anything further? Okay.
Well, I guess my question is this, so is the average homeowner, is that their increase as well for the next year, 15%?
Well, it's all kind of like an average. There'll be some that'll be increased a little bit less, and there'll be some that'll be increased more. But I guess when you add them all together, it kind of adds up to approximately 15%.
All right. Mr. McIntyre?
I have no questions.
Mr. Stenning?
Just a couple. Has this been appealed before?
In 2016.
It had been.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you talking about in previous assessment?
Previous assessment, has it been appealed? That's,
Not in 18, but in 16.
Okay. And you're using, obviously, the model, but the statement that you've been given is quite a bit different in the effective gross income.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out how and why that is, and I'm assuming that you're, I don't have the amounts, maybe I'll hold that till you make your
Are you talking
presentation.
about the, are you talking about the?
Well, the effective gross income that you have opposed to the appellant,
Yeah.
it's quite a bit of difference.
I guess the income statement is for a co-op and not necessarily a market townhouse or an apartment building.
So you're using other co-op units, not other buildings, is that what you're saying to me?
I think co-ops tend to be a little bit lower than market in terms of rent, and I believe that's the main difference.
And these here that you have on all these comparables, they're co-op?
No, they're standard apartments, or they're standard rentals, market rentals.
But you're saying that co-op would be lower than these comparisons. Am I reading you right?
Yeah, no, typically, I believe the co-ops establish the rents on their own, and they're not really, say, driven by the market, and so they tend to be, from my experience, it tends to be lower. And so for assessment purposes, we're putting something that's more market rather than something that is, I would say, potentially artificially lower than market. Like we're trying to establish a market value.
I guess the other question is, this is a 1979 building. Is it, to your knowledge, has it been upgraded at all?
Not to my knowledge.
To your knowledge, has it been upgraded?
Not to my knowledge.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Wong, you get a chance to get out and look at this property at all?
I have not inspected the property.
Okay. The cap rate of 5%, is that standard for the age of the building?
Yeah.
Okay. So when would it go to probably 5 1/4 or 5 1/2?
5.3.
5.3? And
It
what
might
year?
be
Yeah,
before 1974. -ish.
Okay, before 74.
Around there.
So it's close,
It's close, yeah.
okay. You get a copy of the questionnaire that's completed by the applicants, et cetera.
Yes.
So, and you get a chance to review the questionnaire
Yeah.
and compare it to the model. So I'm just looking and I see for gross income, it's like $500,000 out.
Yes.
Okay, so does that not twig anything in regards to evaluation to the model? I mean, it's reasonable. I mean, like if they're close, but it's not close.
Yeah, like I said, typically the co-op rents, they're determined by board, and they are not maybe representative of a market rent. So
Okay.
if it was just to rent out as a regular townhouse, or this is comprised of an apartment building as well, if it was to rent out as a typical apartment building townhouse, the market rents would probably be a little bit higher than what they've stated in their statement, which is why there's such a drastic difference. Is like, they're operating in terms of a co-op, and where the model is trying to estimate the market value based off of more market level rents.
Okay, so the expenses are close to 51%, which is standard in the industry in regards to age.
I would say so, yeah.
And to further explore the gross and looking at your NOI, net income, okay, net operating income, it's a substantial difference again. So,
Yeah.
but, you know, it goes to your explanation.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
Okay,
it's,
that's fine, Mr.
yeah.
Shimko, we're ready for your presentation, but I see that it is your signature on here,
Yes.
so these are all your facts and figures, eh?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
from the last financial.
So the floor is yours. Do you have any handout at all, or?
No, I don't
No?
have any handout, and Mr. Wong is right. A co-op is affordable housing. It does not go according to the Landlord-Tenant Act. It is run by a board of directors, and the board of directors determine what they're going to charge for housing charges. My 3-story apartment block is a walk-up. 2-bedroom is $700 a month, and I'm having a hard time filling the 3rd floor because people don't want to walk all the way down the stairs to do laundry. There's not laundry on every floor.
That's
So-
the one close to Garden.
Right
Grove,
on Garden
right?
Park
Okay.
Drive, 96 Garden Park, right across from the Future Shop.
Okay.
And actually on page 7, there is a pretty good shot of it on
I-
the top left.
I live close by,
So you know.
so I know.
I mean, you know what?
You want to get a place in there, for-
I was thinking about the penthouse.
you can have the whole floor.
Yeah.
For what we charge almost.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I guess what it is I spend a ton of money. The board gives me pretty much free rein. We have monthly meetings. I tell them what I feel is needed. I discuss it with the 2 maintenance fellows. And we have re-asphalted parking lots. We have put steel siding on every single building. We are replacing roofs. As much money as I can spend, I spend, because we're nonprofit. We're not supposed to have a balance at the end of the year. And I want it to look nice. I also live in the area, and I don't want it to be an eyesore. The apartment block right across from us is having a ton of work done, and they are starting at $1,095 for a 1-bedroom. But there's a lot more offered in there, you know, dishwashers and all new flooring and,
Yeah.
you know,
There's
we
been-
keep it up, but we're not doing anything real
You're
fancy.
spending a ton of money in regards to that, that's for
Yeah.
sure. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What value do you have? What value are you seeking?
Well, I don't even know what's fair. I mean, like I
Well-
said, I'm just,
Yeah, but you said you were here before and,
Yeah,
you know, but normally what happens too is you bring along some evidence and, you
I
know,
don't
to help
really-
the panel.
yeah, I don't really have any evidence. I have
Okay.
nothing, a co-op is nothing that I can
Yeah.
even compare it
Okay.
to. You know, it's such a large property and,
So the way the city evaluated the property, do you think it's too high?
I think it's very
Okay,
high.
so what do you think the value should be?
Calculated. on
Excuse
this.
me, Mr.
Maybe
Chairman.
about,
Yes.
Can we ask what the previous assessment was in this case? I know it,
Not really, we can check.
Could we
after,
try?
But I'd sooner not.
I know, and I
Okay.
go along with you.
I guess when, you know, like when I calculated it out, it worked out to 14.15 per unit. And now with the increase, that works up to $1,600 per unit.
What are you talking
That
about?
I took the square footage of everything and then calculated what the taxes worked out to per unit
Oh,
versus what they
yeah.
would be now.
Okay,
And so,
but that doesn't really help us,
okay.
you know?
Yeah, we're kind of talking about,
Yeah.
trying to deal with the assessed
Yeah.
value,
Yeah.
and how that
So,
translates to taxes.
I would
the
say.
city's at 130.
I'd say between
34.
11 and 12.
Between 11 and 12?
Million?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question while we're writing that down?
Absolutely.
You gave us the 2-bedroom rent that you
Yes.
say that you have. Can you give me the 3 and 4 bedroom?
Okay, well, the apartment block is a 1 and a 2, so the 1s are $650, the 2s are $700, and then our townhouses are 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms. So a 2-bedroom townhouse is $750, a 3-bedroom is $800, and a 4-bedroom is $850.
How much?
$850
For a 4-bedroom?
for 4-bedroom.
That's what Mr. Merritt's gonna get when he moves in?
Yeah. And the 4 bedrooms have 2 bathrooms, all the rest have 1 bathroom.
Oh.
Unfinished basements 99% of the time. The 2 bedrooms are 900 square feet, the 3 bedrooms are 1,100 square feet, and the 4 bedrooms are 1,300 square feet.
So, not that I've calculated, but it's not hard to do, your average is going to be probably less than 800.
Correct, and then I have one other building that's a 2-story, like the bedrooms and bathroom are on the 2nd level, there's 14 units there, and they kind of have oddball amounts, but the highest for a 3-bedroom there, has no basement, is $785 a month.
Yeah. Okay, that gives me, I think that's what we're really dealing with, isn't it, Mr. Merritt?
Yes,
The
yes,
gross income.
yes. Mr., so, that's your presentation, Audrey? Okay.
Yes.
So, your worksheet here, it's all, you probably had financial records and.
I took it
you
right
know,
from the
put
financial
it-
statement.
Put it
Yeah.
on there, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Wong, any questions?
Yeah, so I think I worked out your average rents to be, say, $735. And that's for, say, 1, mostly 2 and 3 bedrooms.
Well, we have more 2,
And-
3, and
and some
4-bedroom
fours.
townhouses. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have 6 4-bedrooms, but we have 22 2-bedrooms and 64 3-bedrooms. But then we also have another building with 14 units and then the 3-story apartment block with 1s and 2s.
So the majority of them are 2 and 3 bedrooms.
Correct.
Yeah, and so that's what I mean by, like, averaging, $735 for that type of thing is probably not market, and we're.
No, it's definitely not, no.
And so,
Yeah. But my hands are tied, I do what
Yeah.
the board tells me. I mean, sometimes I tell them that maybe if we did increase it a bit, but your board is the people that live there, so they're not gonna
that's
increase their,
that's whatever, it's like.
they're
it's like,
not
I'm
gonna increase their
voting
rent
to-
if they don't have to,
I'm
you
voting to
know?
increase my own rent. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
That's right.
And as
not
long
gonna
as they
happen.
know that I can work with what I have, they're not gonna increase a lot.
Is that it, Mr. Wong?
I mean, when the applicant mentioned what the increase was, it was about 15%. I actually do feel that this building should be probably a little bit less than that, and I probably wouldn't object to using an operating income that was up a little bit less than what the average increase might have been for the segment.
Okay, Mr. McIntyre, any questions?
Just one, Mr. Chairman. How many units are vacant right now?
Just one, because we're working in it,
So they're all occupied, including?
always.
Including the
You said
apartment?
the third floor was.
No, I have a hard time filling the 3rd floor, but
Okay.
believe me, I work it.
So it's fully occupied?
It's fully occupied outside of the one that we're working on, yeah, and that's a 3-bedroom.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Stenning?
No, I think I have all that I need, Mr. Chairman.
The rental is, like you said, it's governed by the board that consists of the tenants that are there. They're
9.
not owners.
No,
They're tenants.
they're tenants.
Okay.
9 tenants are on the board of directors.
9,
They're,
okay.
they're elected by the membership.
By the membership. Does it cost for a membership there?
It's $1,000 for 100 shares, refundable to you when you leave your unit as long as it's in good condition.
So there's not any income qualification there or
No.
anything like that? Do you have a waiting list to get in there?
Yes.
Yeah, and how big is it?
For the 2 bedrooms, I've got someone waiting from 2010 on. But the apartment block, the 3rd floor is a killer. The 1st and the 2nd I can fill, but I mean, by the time you get up to that 3rd floor, you're puffing. So it ends up more younger people that I can kind of fill the top floor of the apartment block with.
So did you ever think about getting an appraisal done on the complex?
On the complex itself? No, I can't say that I have. I mean, I am friends with, I don't know if Pete Sanderson does that.
I know the name.
Yeah, he actually years ago fought our tax bill
Yeah.
for us, and he's pretty
Yeah.
involved. I guess I've never really thought to.
Yeah, but because the,
We haven't had an assessor come on the I've been there 31 years. I
Yeah.
don't remember an assessor coming on the property.
did you appeal the taxes before? You
A
said you're.
few years previous.
Okay, that was in 16, eh?
Yes, that was,
16.
yeah, that's the only time, and then, like I
Okay.
said, years ago, I had
And
Pete
what
Sanderson.
was the result of the appeal?
Well, it was lower.
It
but I
was
can't-
lower?
yes, it was.
Okay.
I can tell you.
If you don't mind.
It was reduced from, say, 14,000,001 to 13,000,001.
I'm sorry, that was what it was agreed upon?
It was, the board had reduced it from 14,000,001 to 13,000,001.
Okay, so $1 million,
Yeah, approximately, yeah.
okay,
And what year was that?
2016.
16, okay. Mr. Wong, do you wish to have a summation? Okay, that's fine.
Well, no, I mean,
His
like,
choice.
in 16, the value was reduced to 13,000,001. In 18, it was at 13,000,009. In 20, it is over 2 million higher. Maybe something, I may not object to a value in around the maybe $15 million range is why I'm thinking, just because it
All right.
does represent something slightly less than what the market is, and I feel that might be more fair.
Thank you, Mr. Wong. Mr. Mko, final word? Do you want to leave it with us and?
No, you said it was 13.9 and now it's gone to 16.1?
Yes.
Okay, so. no. I mean, I'd be very willing somewhere in the middle. I'd be very happy with that.
Okay. Leave it with us. So thank you for coming
Thank
this
you.
afternoon and, or this morning.
Better not than Saturday.
Sorry.
Mr. Mayor.
So you live in the neighborhood that you know the
Yeah,
property?
I just live in Diplomat Place.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh,
in
okay.
the condo there.
I live off of Swales.
Oh, okay, okay. So we're neighbors then.
We're neighbors.
So I'll recognize you the next time. Okay, well, thank you for coming
Thank you very
and results very soon.
Sure, not a problem.
All right, Mr. Wong, I think that concludes our hearing, so thank you for your presentation.
Is that on Sinclair? One
Uh,
on Sinclair?
Matthias.
Oh,